A week before her wedding, I discovered my troublesome sister trying to get close to my boyfriend. Despite my mom begging me to keep quiet and pretend everything was fine for the sake of the wedding, I couldn't hold back. I sent a secret video of the incident to her fiancé, and although I thought he had ignored it, he surprised everyone with a shocking speech at their wedding that sent my sister into a complete panic. Hi, so to begin with, let me just get it out of the way, I hate my sister. I literally hate her from the bottom of my heart because she's just a straight-up terrible person. She is a total brat who doesn't care about anybody but herself, and the worst part of it is that she thinks she is entitled to everything that she wants. I can't stand her, and I think everybody in our family is aware of that fact. It all started when we were in high school. The first time that she hit on my prom date, he told me about it. Since we don't have much of an age gap, I'm just 1 year older than her, and we were always competing. Our parents never did anything to discourage that either. They had pretty much given up on us ever getting along after middle school. Right from our childhood, we did not get along, and like I said, it might have had something to do with the age gap. We did not have enough years between us to prevent the kind of rivalry that we had. At least that's what the issue was in my opinion. We were always trying to one-up each other, and it was constant. At first, we were competing for the affection and attention of our parents, and later it turned to our friends in school, and then eventually boys. But no matter what, we were always competing against each other. Our parents tried to force us together and make us spend time with each other, but I don't know why, we just never clicked. I know that most kids usually grow out of sibling rivalry eventually, but for us, that never happened. I think most of it has to do with my sister because, like I said, she's just a bad person and has always been that way. I remember even as kids, I would occasionally try to put aside our competition and be nice to her, but she always just turned me down. After I developed a consciousness, I decided that I was not going to try and be friends with her anymore since she had made it perfectly clear to me that she was never going to get along with me and was always going to try and make my life more difficult. She has been a little demon ever since she was born, there is no other way to put it, and I can't be more gentle about what I'm saying. She does not have any redeeming qualities at all, and how she got so many boys to agree to be with her is beyond me. How she ended up with her fiancé is always going to be the biggest mystery of all, but I guess I should call him her ex-fiancé now because after what happened, I don't think they're going to get married or even be together again, which I honestly think is good for the guy. He is a genuinely nice person, and he deserves better. Unfortunately, my parents are really pissed at me because they think that the breakup was my fault. The fact that it happened at the wedding humiliated them, and they are blaming me for it. So, I just want to know if what I did was right or wrong. I'll get right into it then. My sister, Melissa, and her fiancé, Vu, have been together for the past 5 years. Both of them are 25 and have been together since college. I have met him countless times throughout these 5 years at family events and holidays, and he comes across as a genuinely nice person. He has always been polite to everybody and is the exact opposite of my sister, so I never understood how she managed to get with him. Before that, she had only dated terrible guys, and the relationships never lasted more than 2 to 3 months. She had dated almost 8 guys before she finally got with Fu, and that's only from the ages of 16 to 20. Mind you, I'm not trying to shame her for it because she was just a teenager and didn't know what she was doing. But honestly, I did not think that her relationship with Fu would last as long as it did, and I was actually surprised when they celebrated and ended up proposing to her at the anniversary party he had organized for her. I thought that she had finally turned over a new leaf and was genuinely serious about this guy, which would have been nice. But after that engagement, I found out certain things from people from school that I did not like, mostly for Fu's sake. The poor guy. After they got engaged, a couple of my friends told me that they had been hearing a lot of gossip about Melissa and Fu. Most of it did not paint Melissa in a good light because several people could swear that for the past 5 years, she had been introducing herself as single to a lot of people. She had even been out on a couple of dates with some guys from school and had even matched with a couple of people on dating apps. But unfortunately, these were all just rumors that I heard about her, and nobody had any substantial evidence to prove it. So I couldn't exactly tell anybody about it because I did not want people to think that I was spreading these nasty rumors about her in the family. These things were only coming to light after their engagement because she had posted it on social media. Because of these alleged rumors from the past, it had led to quite a stir in our social circles from school. So I kept my mouth shut about it and just hoped that none of this was true because if it was, the poor guy would really suffer. From what I could see, he was truly and deeply in love with her. They got engaged 8 months ago, and since then I have kept these things to myself. I planned on keeping them to myself as well, but then something happened that changed my mind. I have been dating my boyfriend Alex for the past 2 years. Things are getting pretty serious between us, and recently I have started inviting him to family events as well. At my age, I'm dating to marry because I really want to have a family and stuff. So my immediate family kind of knows about how serious I am about this guy, including Melissa. In spite of our rivalry and how much we hate each other, we are still forced to see each other every weekend for dinner with our families because my parents have made it very clear that no matter how much bad blood we have between the two of us, we still have to make it a point to at least put on a happy face in front of our relatives. We have to be civil to each other at family events, dinner parties, and holidays. My father had not been doing well recently, so he made it a rule that we had to get together as a family every weekend for dinner. It's just one day a week for a couple of hours, so we are able to tolerate it. We don't talk to each other, but we do talk to our parents. It's complicated, but we have to deal with it. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I told my parents that Alex and I are considering getting engaged in a couple of months, soon after my sister's wedding. That's how serious we are right now. Even though we have been dating for just 2 years, I have known him for quite some time. We have been friends for 2 years before we even started dating, so essentially Melissa knew exactly how much I liked him. Even then, she decided to make a move on my boyfriend just a week before her wedding. This happened last week. My parents were hosting one last dinner for all of us, including Fu and his family, to celebrate the marriage before the wedding finally took place. It was just family and a couple of close friends. After dinner, I had been taking a walk in the garden because I wanted to get some fresh air. When I went back into the house, I overheard someone talking in a really seductive voice in the kitchen. That kind of got me curious, so I decided to peep into the room. To my shock, I realized that it was just my boyfriend and my sister in the room. I would have been angry, but it was just a weird sight because I could see that Melissa had literally cornered Alex, and he was standing with his back literally pressed against the wall because he was trying to put as much distance as he could between him and Melissa. She was trying to flirt with him, telling him that if he ever got bored with me, he knew whom to call. I was disgusted and really pissed off, so I pushed the door open and stood in the doorway with my arms crossed, glaring at her and daring her to say something. But she just smiled very smugly at me and walked past me like nothing had even happened, even though I knew that she knew that.